nice fit. You funny. Adonis coming in your bitch ain't nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I'm good at dog, never been a puppet. Do my own niggas puppets. Hey, the left, the real dumb.
Hey, that shit go hard. I can't even lie. Oh God, that shit go hard.
Bro, when they see this shit, they gonna see I'm going hard and I'm waking up the people, man. That's how we do it.
And that shit lit. I can't lie. That shit lit as fuck. Solar Truth Productions on YouTube. Dano the Don's YouTube channel. Solar Truth Production. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Not Your Thoughts on YouTube. KNOT. Not Your Thoughts. Be on the lookout for that channel. Me and Dano got going on over there. It's a lot of stuff that we're gonna be talking about. A lot of different. It's gonna be similar to the same content, but it's gonna be a lot different, a lot more in depth, a lot more uncut, a lot more real. Over
a
there.
lot
not
more.
To say and not
bro,
to say
this
podcast ain't really
lives,
real.
Bro.
Yeah, it ain't. Not to say this ain't really real because I mean, this obviously, like, come on,
it's
bro.
all
Unpopular
real.
Opinion Podcast, best out here. Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast on all platforms. Make sure you go get that. Make sure you guys leave us a review. That's really gonna help us a lot. It really helps us getting recommended. Reviews,
that's why we
share.
The real Unpopular Opinion, because we so real over here. What you mean?
Come on, man. They already know the vibes, bro. They already know the vibes. We were just talking about some interesting stuff though, bro. Like in the before we actually got on. And I think it's an interesting conversation that we should be really talking about, and that's really the demasculation of the black man in society. Um, people will look at you like we're crazy, and people will talk about you like like we don't have a point. But when you look at it, and you look at all the way going back to slavery, what they did was they beat the man, stripped him naked, beat the man in front of the kids, in front of the wife. Why you think that happens like that? Like they do that so they are showing you that he can be broken, and then now they give the women, child support and all of these other government assistance, free housing, basically tickets to not work, and basically for them to say, "Oh, I'm independent. I do stuff on my own. I don't need no man for nothing. I don't need no nigga. It's me and my kids against everybody." And I think that's the problem, man. What's going on, like in this world right now? The fact that happened, and then that elevate the woman to feel like she's the man, like she needs to be the head of the household. And I think that's a big struggle. What do you think about that? I mean, I know how you think about it. But do you? What's your stance on that?
I personally believe, for a long
Daddy's
time,
daycare. Don't worry about it.
For a long time, long time, they've been trying to demasculate the black man. Going all back, even if we think about comedians talking about it, putting all these black men in dresses. Why is the black man always got to wear a dress? And it's deeper than what we think. And it also ties into what I said before. A lot of these fake people who say they're not racist are just scared. And they're just trying to come from a place of fear instead of understanding. And that's the problem where we at here. They try to demasculate anybody who's a black man because they are intimidated. And now, so much so that they're trying to take the black man out of the home so the black man has no power. And then going into what Billy just was talking about, they incentivize for black mothers not to have the black man in the house, because if you don't have the black man, you get much more benefits. And when you start to tell somebody that you can get more for not having something, people tend to do those things if they have that handout nature, which was kind of brought into our community, and it's kind of a bad thing that people don't want to touch on, but it's something that's going ravage in our communities. And that's why there's so many baby daddies and child support cases where a black man can't really support himself, but a woman's able to do more and more and more and more and prevail to where a black man's barely living off his change. And it's all because of this system. And we don't even see it that way.
It promotes women to keep having kids and not really having to worry about where the help is going to come from, because the help is going to come from the government. We already know where the help is coming from.
The government and the father, because if she puts him on child support by law, the government, in a sense, is still going to get her that money one way or another. So now
Facts.
it's all out of her hands, and it's become here. The government works for you now, and that's how women are starting to look at it. Instead of the government is actually just trying to get their cut, i.e., everything else. Because even when we think about
just like when you pay child support, you pay.
They don't get all that child support.
You pay a fee on top.
I pay like $800. I'm gonna tell you something straight up. I pay like $800 a month in child support. I know you pay more, but I pay like $800 in child support a month. My baby mama's telling me they don't see more than $400 put together. So where's all this other money going? Who knows? It's off in the stands, unless they're lying. But I tend to try to believe people because I try to believe.
I've been told that before, that they don't get all of the my daughter's mom said she doesn't get all. I don't know how that actually works, but I also know when you pay child support, you pay a fee on top of what you're paying, and the more you pay in child support, the more that fee is.
I remember even when I was
making, if it's really about the kids and all of this other stuff, we know that then the government wouldn't be taking their cut and they wouldn't be doing all this other stuff. But we know what child support is for. It's to help the government and to help the woman stay independent, as they say. When they're really not independent, when you're getting all of this help and you're getting all of this the government assistance.
Because I feel like more of an answer would be, I think more of an answer would be to give men a chance to also be fathers, i.e. let the kids live with them sometimes, maybe. Switch up the households and let both parents be parents. And until we're willing to do that, I don't think a lot is going to change.
It'll never happen that way.
And
it never happen that way, bro. Because women always say, the first thing women always say, I see this argument all the time, bro. And I just seen it today, so it's crazy that we actually talking about this, because none of this stuff that we talk about is really scripted. We may have some few talking points, but this is off the dome here. But it's crazy that we talking about this, because earlier I had somebody on Facebook. She mentioned, why is the good dad on child support? And you read the women comments, they never ever answer the question. The only thing they know how to do is deflect and try to flip the topic. And but mainly a lot of them the dad should go get custody, or go fight for custody. And I always tell people, why do the dad always got to be the one to go fight? The mothers don't ever have to go fight for the kids.
Even at that don't make no sense. Like, and that's the problem with people nowadays. They're already going into it as, why doesn't he fight? Why isn't it fair? Why isn't it fair enough to where both parents are parties that can do for their kid? Why is it always, it got to be a fight? Either you have him or I have him. It shouldn't be that way in a community. We should feel like the whole community is grown and derived from us being family units, one way or another. And if we can't work together, we have to work in a just way to where the kid gets both of us.
I don't think the course is ever a good solution.
And I agree with that. And the thing is, this is the way I feel like the courts can be involved. If people don't trust each other, get a contract. Write a contract with somebody. Go bring it to court. And then do it that way. But don't go to child support, because even at that, women and the men is failing. Because for one, if the dude gets thrown in jail, ain't nobody getting nothing. For two,
ain't nobody winning.
If the girl gets $100, say they award her $200 a month, she's gonna see like $150, maybe even $100, because they're gonna get their cut. And then even at that, you're putting the government into your personal home. It's no longer just your business, it's the state's business. Now, why would you want to do that? And until people realize that,
for the get back,
time. But mind you, I am not saying that child support should totally be eradicated, because there are those fathers who child
support should totally be eradicated.
And the only reason I say it shouldn't be totally eradicated is if a child can't get a hold of their dad ever. If he ain't doing nothing, Okay.
Child support should totally be eradicated.
I can't agree with that. I agree that a father.
Let
who
me ask
tries,
you something, Dano.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you something. When a woman gets pregnant and she decides she don't want the baby, is there any penalty for her if she go get an abortion?
Mm-mm.
Only in
No.
certain states now when there's a heartbeat. But in most cases, you already know that you're pregnant before that heartbeat comes. Now, I'm not
And
saying
I
that's
agree.
all the time.
I agree.
I'm not saying it's all the time. But when they don't want a
Now, I
baby,
agree.
right, they can go get an abortion, right? All right.
I agree.
So let's say, okay, they decided to, okay, I think I want this baby, right? But then it get time to deliver. They don't want the baby no more. They can have the baby and then do what with the baby? Can they give it up for adoption?
Yeah.
What's the penalty?
None.
So why is the man penalized for not taking care of responsibility or not doing what he laid down to do?
That's where I was going down. That's what the road I was going down. Now, I believe if a man historically, and that sounds silly saying that, but if he goes down and he can say, okay, well, I told her then I didn't really want a baby. Okay. But if that same man, you could see text messages or something where there's proof that he was like, yeah, I want a baby. We should have a family. That's when he needs to be responsible.
And I get it. I agree with the overall
because
statement.
I totally understand because there are some men where shit slips up and you're like, girl, I'm not trying to have a baby with you.
Nah, but not even that. Even if a woman had a baby and that baby was 3 years old and she decides I don't want to go be a mother no more, can she go get that baby up for adoption? She can. She can. If she don't want to be a mother no more, you can give your child up for adoption.
No, that's true.
But why is it that women don't have any penalties for not wanting to take care of responsibilities,
like us as black
but only the man does?
This is the thing. I feel like in the same extent, I'm not saying that I think child support should also be. There should be a limit to what child support is, because this child support kind of does go both ways. If a man isn't willing to do anything for his kids, it has to be some type of thing to show men you have to be responsible. Because I
totally agree, bro. I mean, I'm not suggesting anybody go out and go be dead. That's why that's not what I'm saying.
No, and I totally understand you're not, but that's what I'm saying. That's that thing that kind of scares some people from having babies. So sometimes there needs to be that, because there would be people who are like, okay, I can have a baby. Yeah, girl. But I feel like if girls came with proof saying, okay, this dude really wanted to have a baby, they should be able to get child support, because that man was signing up for that responsibility then. Now, i.e., this might sound crazy, but if it's like a night after the club or some shit, and the girl gets pregnant and he texts her, nah, girl, I don't know you like that or something. I think right then that should void his parental rights in both extents, though. Because i.e., he shouldn't have to have the financial responsibility, but he should not also be able to be in contact with that baby. So
no, but that's a different. But for me, I think that's different, because I'm just talking about fairness here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about
that's why I'm
fairness
saying,
of
but that
genders.
makes it more fair, bro. That makes it more fair. Like if the
but when is the woman ever liable for anything?
But that's what I'm saying. If they say that, okay, this man said he didn't want to have the baby, so now if you have the baby,
no, but it's already too late though. But see, that's different, because it's already too late. Because once you're an adult and you lay down and you do grown people shit, you gotta take with whatever comes to you. That's my thing.
And what's even more
that's my thing. I got 4 kids. I ain't never asked nobody.
The way
I've never asked them to have no abortion.
What's more fucked up is I feel like the baby still shouldn't even be aborted if there should never be a time where a baby is aborted.
But
because I've said this.
Nah, I don't. So I disagree with never
and
a time.
This is where, except obviously when we know
when somebody gets raped, that's the only time
exactly.
I say.
But we already. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
we
put
already
that
had
out
this
there so people
conversation.
understand. We
Yeah,
should put
it's
that out there so people understand. But further on from that, I don't feel like people should. So, i.e., going back into what I said, if they go out from the club, and even if a guy at that time, he tells her, hey, girl, I want to have a family with you, and she could prove that, he should be responsible. But if he was just going and trying to bust a nut or something, and then she gets pregnant, and he's like, girl, I don't really want a baby. And then she's like, okay, well, I do. Well, she's gonna have to deal with that. And I hate to say it, but that's
but
part
see,
of
I don't
that's
agree
part
with
of
that
us.
because
That's part of us both being responsible.
no, but
People
I
should
don't
before
agree.
we
I don't
this
agree
is
with
where
that
we need
because
to
once
come
you
into
lay
a place.
down,
This is a place we need to come to a community. When we lay down, we need to understand who we're laying with. We need to respect that whatever repercussions might come with it. It sucks to say
that's
it because
the side that I'm on. That's the side I'm on. If you grown and you lay down, you do grown people shit. I don't feel that you should have the authority to go get an abortion. Now, women are gonna say, "This is my body. I should be able to do what I want with my body." Yeah, that's
But
cool,
that goes
man.
into
But
a responsibility that should be unsaid.
no, it just goes into hypocrisy though, because you're saying you shouldn't be able to get told what to do with your body. Yet, if a man don't want the same responsibility that you don't want, but you do, you can go run to the court, and now this man gets.
What I'm
You know,
ultimately saying is if a man, this is the only thing I'm really saying, because really there's still no abortion, no matter what. So it's either if a man, the only liability is if a man says, I wanted this family with you. That's the liability right there.
but I
Because
don't think. But I don't think that should. But I don't think that's a good liability.
all else, but it is because if you're saying telling someone you want a family, that's a unity of responsibility.
Because what if
now if you tell
the girls
somebody
can do the same thing? Oh, I want this baby, or no, I'm gonna get an abortion, and then she all of a sudden change her mind
but
and
no
say,
matter
no, I
what,
want to keep
that's
it.
what I'm saying. No
What's
matter
the
what,
repercussions for the woman? That's what I'm
I'm
talking
saying.
about.
What I'm saying is all children born out of, and this is going to be 2 points. All children born out of surprises aren't failures. And for two, let me say it again since I'm bigger now. For one, all babies born out of surprises aren't failures. Two, dang, I said that again and I kind of forgot my second point. Two, nobody should ever be aborted. And at that same extent, that means no matter what, everybody has to be held responsible. But even though that sounds bad to say, oh, well, the man can just avoid his responsibility, it's not him avoiding responsibility if he already told the woman, okay, I don't want a baby with you. If he says some shit like that,
it is avoiding responsibilities though. And let me tell you why. It's avoiding
because this goes back into what I said before. Unless it's rape, the woman also decides to lay down with this man.
But that's what I'm saying. It's avoiding responsibilities then on both parts. If you have an abortion, it's avoiding the responsibility. As a man,
why I say
once you lay down, but that's what I'm saying. Once you lay down, once you decide, I'm finna smash, I'm finna do my thing, and you decide I don't want no parts, that's avoiding your responsibilities. That is exactly what you're doing. Because at that time, you can't tell me no grown adult don't know what can come from what grown adult don't know what can come from having sex. We know what having sex can cause. And if just so happen the girl decide to get pregnant, but you don't want it, well, whose fault is that? You're a grown man. You knew what you wanted to do. You knew what you were doing. Both of you knew what was going on. You knew what could happen from this, and now you don't want to be a part of your kid's life. That's running away from responsibilities. Regardless, now on both sides, the same thing. Like her, if she wants to have an abortion, that's running from your responsibility because you knew what laying down, having sex could cause. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to do this, we got to have it on both. We got to have something that protects both genders. Because right now, nothing protects the man. Nothing protects the man other than, oh, you knew that you shouldn't have had sex. That's the only thing that protects the man. And I don't make any excuses for that because I'll be the first one to tell you, you lay down and have sex, that's your kid, bro. Like that's it. Like that's it. But on the flip side to that, where does the woman ever get held accountable For what action? You go get an abortion, nothing happened to you legally. All the women that'll say, "Oh, it does this emotionally," but that's a choice that you made. At the end of the day, it's a choice that you made. So I'm talking legally. Nothing happens to you legally when you go get an abortion, unless you're in the state that has the heartbeat rule. Which
That's
you can
true.
still go to another state that don't have the heartbeat rule and get an abortion. Now you can be tried in your state, but that's not happening. You can go get an abortion, everything is fine. You have your baby, you don't want the baby, you give it up for adoption. There's no legal action against you. So where does it protect? Where does the law protect the man like it protects the woman? It don't, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm referring to. How does the law protect both man and woman? It don't. It only protects the woman, and they the ones with the most fuss. Oh, you can't tell me what to do with my body. Now, I seen a few months ago where they had put in something that employers can now not pay for your birth control, and women were mad. Like, how dare them do this? Some women need it for health, and it's like at every turn there's a complaint. And I know we're gonna get a lot of backlash from this, but these are conversations that need to be had, because what women don't realize is men go through some of the same shit. We go through the same shit, if not worse shit. So
no, we don't go
like,
through no damn periods, bro.
No, we don't go through that, and I would never say that. But Dano, what is the percent of women that actually needs birth control to say that every job should supply birth control? That's like saying every job should give every man Viagra. That should be part of it, because certain ones suffer from erectile dysfunction.
Everything in the world is just trying to make everybody sexual, bro. Everybody feels like they need to fuck. I've had this conversation.
Not sexual. I think it
is. This is the thing.
Well, everything is sexual for sure, from the kids
right when
to
you
everything.
say birth control, it's made for sex. People that have sex without fucking condoms and shit.
But see,
let's be real.
Now that's what I was saying, but that's what I'm saying. You had those women that were saying, "Oh, there's women that use it for medical reason because they got whatever, they need this," and I understand, and I don't doubt that, and I don't disagree with that. But like I said, that's a minute percentage. It's a small percentage.
The argument about transvestites, and there's some people born with a dick and a pussy.
Exactly.
It's the same argument. Like, get that shit out of here. No disrespect. Our whole society is too sexualized. We feel like our sexualization has to be paid for, i.e. birth control, i.e. now motherfuckers killing their babies. And I even talk about this shit in my music, everything. We killing our babies, and the Democrats trying to pay for your babies to get killed. And not just kill them, but let's keep them for a little bit and use them for some more money. Y'all motherfuckers is silly, bro. If y'all want to lay down and have sex, y'all better have the responsibility to take care of your kids. And if not, then go jerk your shit and go fill your shit up. Stop fucking if you can't be responsible, bro. And that's something that a lot of people need to hear. And that's what it is. I know in my life, I can't say I had kids when I should have had them. My first kid was at 16 years old. But guess what? I kept going. And I made life work. And anybody can. But that don't mean you should be sexualized, because it do make it hard. But in the same token, just thinking about sex all the time is destroying you even more than anything else.
Think about Mike Tyson for sure.
Think about Mike Tyson. Before he would get in a fight, for weeks he wouldn't smash or nothing. But that fight that he lost, that was a fight that he smashed before. That's all I'm gonna say. You don't believe what I say? Go look up the Tyson documentary. That shit'll fuck up your head. You'll realize fucking don't do nothing but feel good in that moment. And that's why I think so much more about life. And our young generation needs to too. I'm over here looking at my daughter's TikTok and shit, and I'm already seeing these young kids are growing up too quick, and it's getting crazy, man. It's crazy, bro.
Which is kind of like what we was talking about in the video about the over sexualization of our women today. And it starts at a young age. It's
sad, bro. It's sad when I be sending you everything to look at, bro, and tell me what you think about it. Remember when I was telling you I need to talk to you about my daughter and shit? I wanted to send you to her shit, but I'm like, bro, I feel too bad about even sending you her shit. Nigga, that tells you something.
But that's what I'm saying. It starts young because mothers think, and as we talked about right now, earlier in this segment, that they are okay in the fact of taking the dad out the home, and now a lot of these kids are being raised primarily by their mothers, bro, and
What I
and
think,
this generation of women is raised in the social media era where can't
all
nobody
right,
tell you nothing, and when
take
you
back
tell,
everything I said. Take back what I said because I've been thinking ever since you said that I don't think child support should be taken off. I think there should be two options: either you pay child support or you get the child half the time. Period. I feel like there should be two options the man can choose from, unless he's
or what
unsuitable
though,
as a father.
or what though, because you gotta have something. You gotta have something different than
Nope.
that because
Nope.
what if
Nope.
what if the dad don't want to get them 50-50?
That's child support. That's what I'm saying. Child support.
Yeah, but what if I don't pay child support?
I don't believe any. Well, then it should be. It's just you owe child support.
Because nobody wins. That's what I'm saying. Nobody wins.
I don't feel like there should be any prison sentences or anything like that, and I don't feel like
so
they
much
should be
more
just.
Stuff happens to the dad.
Yeah,
bro.
that's the problem with it.
So much more stuff happens to the dad. Credit report, suspended license,
and that's where I'm saying they get too deep with it. That's where they fuck up.
So that's where I said, where does the line draw for the women? Where does the justice serve for the women? Because at every front they get away with everything. At every front, I get an abortion, I'm good. I want to give them up for adoption, I'm good. Where does the dad have that out? The dad doesn't have that out, and I'm not saying that they should. Because I don't think either one should have the out. Because, like I said, when you lay down, you know what comes with that. And once you lay down and that happens, then guess what? You man up, you warm it up, and you do what you got to do. So I don't agree.
What I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
That's why
with the current law, where's the out for the man?
That's why I say what I say though, because bro, if we just try to take off child support, that holds a lot of men unaccountable for things they've done, especially in today's society, because it's too receptible for men to go out and just fuck bitches and have kids and not think about it. It's too receptible, bro. We gotta have something to combat that. And I hate the child support system, to be completely honest. I hate it. But I feel like it should be there for men who aren't willing to be anything for their kids. For men who are willing to be there for their kids, who care about their kids, I don't think the child support system's for them. It's just like Tylenol, bro. I think the child support system should be like Tylenol. Like, if you need it, then okay. I don't feel like it should be something that's just for everybody. And that's what it is. If the woman don't want to be with the dude, she can throw him on child support. That ain't fucking fair. That ain't right. Because if there's still a dude just trying to be a father, now all of a sudden them taking his money, that shit ain't fucking fair. It's not. But then you have to think about the broader picture with the other dudes who just have a baby, and then at first you're telling the girl, "Oh, I wanna have this family, girl. I love you, baby." And then they get in these girls' head, and what else are they to do other than have the baby? And that ain't their fault, because everybody wants a family in the world.
It is their fault,
same token.
But it is their fault.
For them to believe that and then
and
then go with it,
before
because
that,
then we still have to hold the man accountable. Because it's one thing if a man says, "I don't want the baby from the get," but it's a whole nother thing, bro, if somebody signs up for that responsibility. It's just like when you sign a contract when you go in to get a record label. When you sign that contract, you signing your responsibility. You're gonna pay that money back. It's the same thing, bro.
No, listen though, but it's different because we can't just. You're doing what I was just saying right now. When you're giving the woman an out, regardless of whether the man say, "Girl, I want a family" or not, she was responsible in that. Dano, she opened up her legs. She bent over or did whatever they did. That's a responsibility. But at the same token, you made a one-person decision.
But two people did, and that's what I'm saying.
And I agree. And that's with
why
that.
I'm saying
I'm not disagreeing with that.
And that's why I'm also saying there got to be a limit on child support. Because nowadays there ain't no damn limit. Say you rich, they'll try to charge you $65,000 a month on child. Like what?
And the woman will still be trying to go get money.
Because where that hurts a normal person, does that mean my kid is worth less? Are you kidding me? Fuck all that. That's what I'm saying. They have to things like that. But I feel like there should always be something where everybody has to get held accountable. But then there's the fathers who are doing.
Means, and if that's the case, everybody get held accountable. That means no more abortions. That means no more adoptions. That's the only way everybody's gonna get
adoptions is different though, because in the same token, that goes into what you were saying. That gives people an out. If those two parents realize they're not willing and they can't, I think adoptions are good too, because I don't want to take away from the gay community. They should have families too sometimes, so they can get families.
But that's another out for the woman, because who is usually giving their kid up? Who is the one usually giving up someone for an adoption?
I totally agree with that, because I totally.
So it's giving them an out regardless. The woman has had an out. But
that's the thing.
So what I'm saying is, if we're gonna hold everybody accountable, then that means no abortions. That means no abortions, no adoptions, because now it holds everybody responsible. All parties. It holds all parties responsible. Women are now held accountable, that you just can't open your legs up with anybody, let motherfuckers go raw. Now, that's not saying the condom don't break sometimes, but let's be real. Most of these motherfuckers be fucking raw. We know this. They get pregnant, and then, it's an inconvenience for me to have a kid right now. Let me go have an abortion. Or, it's an inconvenience to me right now as a dude.
But the problem with that is, then what happens to the kids who are in adoption?
Well, we can't start it right now because that's tough, because they'll just stay in the system. I think it's already too late to say no adoptions, because now you just got kids going in the system, just growing up in the system, and I don't think that's right either. But I'm just like, you can stop,
because this is the thing. What's going to end up happening?
You can stop the putting up.
I feel like,
but not adoptions, like adopting a kid, but stopping the putting up for an adoption. And I think that'll put an end to it.
The only reason there are abortions are to slow down the speed of racism ending. And I want people to think about what I'm saying when I end that, when I say that. And another statement I want to make is, adoptions have to be possible in a sense, because there's always people who want to have families. I'm not going to say I feel like everybody should be able to put babies up for adoption per se, but I feel like there has to be more in life. There's so many check marks you have to put, even when you sign up for a job. There has to be more clarifications. There has to be more what is the word I'm trying to think of? There has to be more. God dang, I feel silly. They have to fucking care more about why people. Okay, let me say this. They have to care more about why people are putting the baby up for adoption, if it is just for being irresponsible or if there's a real reason behind it, because there are always reasons. So listen to the reasoning. There should be some controlled system, because it's going to take a long time to even, if per se they stopped adoptions, it would take a long time to even stop it, because there's a lot of kids in adoption now. So in that time, it would just take a long time. So,
but that's why I said, but it really wouldn't, because if you're already in the process, then yeah, I mean, cool. But I'm saying after that, people that hasn't started the process or just started the process, that nobody's in the system yet. Like, he's not in the system to get, or she is not in the system to get adopted. Stop that, but not stop the ability for kids to be adopted. Like you were saying about the family. That's why I say stop the giving up for adoption, but don't stop the people that's getting adopted.
So I'm gonna ask
because
so
I just think
I believe adoption should continue at least when kids are taken from an unsuitable home.
But then you don't really have to give your kids up for adoption. They usually just take them if it's in an unsuitable.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what adoption should pertain to, is people who are proven to be bad parents. And that, I would agree on them extents. That's why I say we would have to.
Yeah, as long as the child is not in danger. Is what you're saying, right?
Like exactly. If the child is in danger, I feel like they should be taken out that home. But if the child isn't in any immediate like you could tell, like it's just somebody saying, "Oh, I don't want to be a parent," then I feel like they should probably stay in that home. Also, because the thing about being a parent in the first hand is it's scary, and I can only imagine weak people would be scared, but nobody can imagine the amount of strength you get from having a child until you have one. Also, so there's positives and negatives from that.
I agree on that. We most definitely should finish this conversation on the later date, because I think this is a conversation that's timeless. This is a conversation that we can really go on and on about. Not your thoughts on YouTube. We should be dropping a video Saturday night, Sunday morning ish. Just be on the lookout for that. Turn your post notifications on. Not your thoughts. Download the Don.
Y'all got anything we want to talk about it? Y'all got anything y'all want us to talk about, my mans, my peoples? If y'all got anything y'all want us to talk about, and not for thoughts, it's gonna be deep. I need y'all to go comment down below, subscribe to the show, and you know how it go. No, but for real, tell us tell us anything y'all feeling in these comments. Tell us any topics y'all want us to expand on, and if we can, we will. If it's something silly, we probably won't. But as always, down to the Don, you know what it is. Y'all stay strong, be prosperous, continue to do the right thing for yourself, not for someone else. Yata, you know what it is. Everybody stay up and stay blessed.
Y'all already know what time it is, man. Grand Jefe, Big Boss, Ain't So Nice, had to say it twice. You know the vibes, bro. Unpopular Opinion Podcast, Not Your Thoughts on YouTube. Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Breaker, Podbean, Radio Republic, wherever you get it at. YouTube, Real Unpopular Opinion Podcast. Make sure y'all run them up, man. Give us a review on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, on all those podcasting sites. That'll really help us. That'll be greatly appreciated. Make sure you like the video, share the video. Liking the video helps us out so much. Make sure you go ahead and do that.
Subscribe to that
300. We you know what, I have to talk to Dan on the Don about it, but we may do like a 400 subscriber giveaway type.
I was about to say we can't do it 300. No, bro, 400.
We can't do 300 because that's too easy for him.
We gotta do 500, bro. We hitting that 300. I guarantee after they see this video, we gonna have over 3. So we gotta
that's true.
5. We gotta get it.
We gotta get to talk about doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Do some, to a few people.
If y'all have any ideas, post
2 or 3 people. Yeah, drop them in the comments. 500. You know what? I think we'll probably do that. 500 subscriber giveaway. We'll probably give something to 2 people. There. We'll give something to 2 people, a gift card or something that y'all will be able to use. But on behalf of Unpopular Opinion Podcast, I'm Grand Jefe. That's Dono the Don. We out of here. Yeah.